honoring the women who carried the movement. When we speak about the civil rights movement, we often hear a few familiar names. But history wasn't shaped by only one voice alone. It was carried by Black women, often behind the scenes, often without credit, and always with courage. Women like Rosa Parks, whose resistance was not only a single moment, but a lifetime of quiet strength. Women like Ella Baker, who believed real change begins in ordinary people standing together. Women like Fannie Lou Hamer, who risked her lives so others could claim the right to vote. And women like Diane Nash, who showed the world that young people could lead with vision and bravery. These women were organizers, strategists, truth tellers. They marched, they challenged injustice, and they always held the movement together, even when their names were left out of history books. Their strength did not come from recognition, it came from purpose. Today we honor their legacy not just by remembering their stories, but by continuing their work. Because their courage lives on in every voice that speaks up, every community that stands together, and every dream that refuses to be silenced. We remember them, we honor them, and because of them, we move forward.
Good morning, scholars. My name is Jendi Rodriguez, reporting from your communities to your classroom. It is time for LSJ News Today. Welcome back to LSJ. You're watching episode 7 of School News, our Black History Month edition. That's right, today's episode is a special celebration of history, culture, and voices that continue to shape our world today. Throughout this episode, we highlight powerful school-wide assemblies that honor influential leaders, trailblazers, and change makers. We also hear from our student-led discussions where scholars share reflections on their identity, resilience, and the importance of understanding Black history, not just this month, but every day. Black History Month reminds us that history is not just something we learn, it's something we live, honor, and continue to build together. This episode celebrates our past recognitions, the present, and it looks ahead into the future of excellence here at LSJ and beyond. Before we go, let's take a look at some important dates coming up here at LSJ. Families, please remember that the family conference are happening soon. Family conference will take place on Wednesday, February 11th from 4 to 7 p.m. in person, and on Thursday, Friday, February 12th from 4 to 7 p.m. virtually. Don't forget, February 14th is Valentine's Day. LSJ will be closed for midwinter recess from February 16th to February 20th. On February 25th, we will host our Black History Month celebration. High school scholars will celebrate Black History Month on February 25th. Middle school scholars will have their Black History Month celebration on February 26th. And finally, on February 27, 2026, we will recognize Dominican Independence Day, honoring Dominican history, culture, and pride. Please remember, this marks our calendar, and stay connected with everything happening in LSJ. During Black History Month, we honor famous American patriots who helped shape our nation. Today, we recognize Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was born into slavery, but through courage, education, and determination, he gained his freedom. He became a powerful speaker, writer, and leader who fought for his freedom and equality, not just in America, but around the world. His words and actions helped people think differently about race, democracy, and justice. Frederick Douglass reminds us that using our voice can change history. During Black History Month, we will honor his legacy and hope he continues to inspire. Next, we want to introduce a powerful segment led by one of our scholars. This scholar went around the building speaking with students about fairness, belonging, and what equity looks like around the world today. Their message connects what's happening about outside their school to what we experience inside their classrooms. Through student voices, this segment reminds us that learning doesn't stop at the school doors and that our voices matter. Let's take a look.
Freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over
Freedom and justice. I have a
me. And
my poor
before
little
I be a
children
slave,
will one day live
I'll
in a
be
nation where they will not be
buried
judged
in
by
my
the color of their
grave
skin, but by the
and
content of their
go
character. I
home
have a
to
dream
my
today.
Lord and be free.
I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted.
Okay. On January 15th, Martin Luther King was marked. MLK fought for the rights of African Americans, but in modern day, we fight for our human rights that are being stripped in plain sight. I believe that a school is more than a building. It is a mirror of the world we live in, and a blueprint for the world we are brave enough to create. I believe that within these hallways, where students from different backgrounds learn side by side, we are practicing something greater than lesson and textbooks. We are practicing justice. We are practicing understanding. We are practicing what it means to see another as fully human. There are moments in our world right now that remind us how fragile dignity can be. We see families living in fear. We hear stories of separation, of uncertainty, of people treated as problems instead of people. And when conversations about immigration and ICE reach our homes, our street, our classrooms, and our community, they remind us that the world does not stop at the school doors, but neither does hope. Here, in this school, students are learning that laws should protect, not divide, that justice should be fair, not selective, that equity means giving everyone what they need to stand on equal ground. I believe in a future where students of every race, language, and immigration status walk these halls without fear, where difference is not a threat but a strength, where young people learn early that compassion is not weakness and fairness is not optional. What we learn here must travel outwards, from school to world, into our neighborhoods, into our courtrooms, into our policies, and into our choices. And what happens in the world must come back here, into our discussions, our activisms, our responsibility to speak up when something is wrong. Because education is not just preparation for life, it is life. So let us continue to build a community where students stand together, learn together, and raise together. A community that believes justice belongs to everyone. A community that knows the future is shaped by the courage of young voices. And as we walk these halls today, let us remember, when we choose equity, when we choose empathy, we are shaping a world where justice is not just an idea, but a reality.
We will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day.
It's just, it's really heartbreaking and infuriating, honestly. It's hard not to wake up angry when things are happening to people who are trying to live good lives and care about everyone and not trying to live exclusive lives and push people out, you know?
Staying informed, advocating for those who are maybe going under a more difficult time. Social activism is always a way to go, and just
Tell me the truth. Today I'm speaking with
Jaden A.
define what does equity mean to you?
Okay, so what equity means to me, equity means that everyone around the world has the same amount of rights and the same amount of freedom in every country, every state, just everywhere, in cities, etc.
Okay, what is an example at LSJ of equity being shown?
Equity being shown is how we treat our people here. Like, we treat everyone with respect. We never curse out people. We're never hurting anyone's feelings. We're never doing things to consistently hurt people. We never bully anyone.
So equity is not the same as equality. Equity is having the same opportunities, even if you're giving a leg up to those who are more disenfranchised or not at the same place someone else is.
Doing is ethical because they are not doing it in a way that's helping the community at all. They are going against the law and they're just raiding people's houses, and then they say they want people to do it legally, but then they go to courts and try and take people away.
I think as young adults, just staying aware ourselves, making sure like we know the laws, we know the rules, we know what they can and can't do, and just standing up for people if we can. If you see somebody being attacked, just standing up for ourselves and others.
So to me, equity means like everybody having a fair education and a fair chance at life.
We could use equity to treat people right and teach us how to become better and coaches us basically.
Although we have like barely any power in the government or whatever, we can still like host protests or like cause awareness to it.
It's important that you question everything, even things that I tell you. People who you have great relationships with, I think it's important to have conversations and to do deeper digging with things that maybe you don't necessarily know so much about. So it's okay to learn from people you're around. Also teach yourself, because there's a lot of information that could be a little confusing out there that may not always be the most accurate. So it's important that you do the research, do the work, question the things, and trust your gut. So it's important to trust yourself also.
Today, we honor Black History Month, not just to remember the past, but to recognize how it lives in us today. We come from people who endured slavery, segregation, and silence, yet never stopped believing in freedom. They turned pain into strength and struggle into progress. Black history is more than what was taken. It's about what was built. Freedom wasn't handed over. It was demanded. It was fought for. And the fight continues. Today, we have more opportunities than ever before, but equality still isn't guaranteed. True freedom means being treated fairly, being respected, and being heard in school and in life.
That brings us to the end of this week's LSJ News episode. From all of us on the LSJ News team, remember to be respectful, be engaged, and to be determined. If it matters to you, it matters to us.